Assalamualaikum and a pleasant day. I bid to all viewers. Welcome to our webinar entitled Enhancing Proficiency Level, a Road Must Travel. I'm Zubaida Mubarak Ali from the English Language Teaching Center, ELTC, Ministry of Education, Malaysia. And I will be your moderator for today. Thank you for joining us in this webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, we are fortunate to have three speakers with us today. Let me introduce our first speaker, Dr. Azlina Binti Muhammad, Head of the English Language Teaching Management Department at ELTC. She will briefly explain the program in focus, which is the Professional Upskilling of English Language Teachers Program, also known as Pro-ELT Enhance Proficiency. Our second speaker is Dr. Jane Cheok Mei Lik, who is currently the head of unit or the head of MUET unit at Tun Fatimah Homesteads College, Malacca. She is currently one of the facilitators in the Pro-ELT Enhance Proficiency program for in-service teachers. Hi, Dr. Jane. And finally, our third speaker is Mr. Leonardo Jibril, a TESOL graduate from University Putra, Malaysia. Mr. Leonardo was a participant of the Pro-ELT Enhance Proficiency program targeted for undergraduates. Hi, Mr. Leonardo. Dr. Chen and Mr. Leonardo will be sharing with us today their experience and insights as a facilitator and as a participant of the Pro-ELT Enhance program. Welcome to all. Thank you for joining us in this webinar. Hope all of you are feeling good and healthy, all set and energized for our webinar today. We shall start. Well, but before we begin, let me just remind you that should you have any questions to ask our panelists, you may do so by typing in the chat box. Thank you. Right, we shall start with Dr. Azlina, as I'm sure the audience is eager to know about Pro-ELT Enhance Proficiency program. So, Dr. Azlina, the viewers would like to know what has led to the implementation of professional upskilling of English language teachers, Pro-ELT, in the first place.
Thank you, Dr. Zubaida. A pleasant day to all. Right, first and foremost, there is a need to understand what is stated in the Malaysia Education Blueprint 2013-2025 with regards to the English language education. Now, in this document, Shift 2 has stipulates that every pupil who passes through the education system in Malaysia must be proficient and fluent in two languages, which is Bahasa Malaysia and English. And they need to achieve the independent proficiency level as defined by the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, better known as CEFR. Now, in this document also, it states that pupils, in order for pupils to achieve their aspirational target level, they must be taught by teachers who are who have achieved actually an expected level of proficiency as well. Now, this idea is further strengthened in the English language education reform in Malaysia, the Roadmap 2015-2025, which is a neat and integrated education plan to drive the transformation of English language education in Malaysia systematically and strategically from preschool right up to higher education institutions, including the teacher education. Right, the roadmap states that to create a top-performing education system, it is essential to first create a high-caliber teaching force. And in order to create a high-quality English teaching force, priority must be given to capacity building for English teachers, including pre-service and in-service training. So to support these claims, the roadmap has outlined the need for English language teachers to achieve a minimum proficiency level of CEFR C1. So these two comprehensive documents, which are the Malaysia Education Blueprint 2013-2025 and the Roadmap 2015-2025, governed the implementation of Pro-ELT program, a program which has been implemented since 2012.
Here, Dr. Azlina. Well, since its inception in 2012, the Pro-ELT program has evolved to suit the demands of current and relevant training. Today, the latest Pro-ELT program is called Pro-ELT Enhance. Can you tell us more about the Pro-ELT Enhance?
Right, Pro-ELT Enhance is actually offered to those who have yet to attain the CEFR C1 level. And through this program, these teachers are given support through various online and face-to-face activities. Yeah. So Pro-ELT Enhance program in itself offers 3 packages, namely Threshold, Vantage, and Proficient. And each of these packages abides by the learning hours as suggested and as stated in the roadmap. But today, I will only focus on the Proficient package, which is designed to upskill teachers with those who have attained CEFR B2, moving up to CEFR C1. All right. In this package, the course participants will have to complete 200 hours, 200 of learning hours, which include an online module that encompasses 5 components, namely grammar and vocabulary, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Apart from that, they will also have to complete 2 additional skill-focused online courses, which are the reading and the writing components. They will also be having sessions, an ongoing professional learning support session with a facilitator who are already a CEFR C2 proficiency. With a CEFR C2 proficiency. And finally, they will need to get access to a self-assessment tool and self-assessment learning toolkit. The program is an in-service proficiency training pathway that incorporates coaching and mentoring system to provide a supportive and collaborative training environment. And it also allows teachers to choose, map out, reflect upon, and monitor their professional development and achievement apart from the autonomy in their own learning experience.
Wow, thank you, Dr. Azlina. That is really a lot to offer. Now, can you roughly tell us how is the program actually executed?
Okay, the learning module is placed on the Open Learning platform. And the learning module actually includes all those that has been planned for each of the components. Yeah. So what is covered in the components are scheduled synchronous session with a facilitator. And this facilitator could be a master trainer who has undergone training with Cambridge English, or any English teachers who have achieved the CEFR level C2. Apart from that, they will also undergo asynchronous sessions, which focus on the content, the 5 components, which need to be completed at their own pace. And they will also have to do a self-access learning toolkit, which we have actually stored a lot of additional materials to work on, and a self-assessment toolkit. All right?
That's great. I'm sure many teachers out there are looking forward to being part of this learning journey. By the way, Dr. Azlina, what happens once the participants have completed the module?
Okay, By the end of the module, participants are actually required to sit for a CFR-aligned proficiency test. Now, if you're familiar with the SPI Bilangan 1 2020, that particular SPI has actually listed about 7 tests in which teachers can sit for. They are a test of English as a foreign language, TOEFL, Lingua Skills, Malaysian University English Test, MUAT, International English Language Teaching Testing System, IELTS, C2 Proficiency, Aptis Advanced, and also C1 Advanced. Now, I would like to emphasize here that once you are registered for the program, you are expected to fulfill the requirement of the program, which is to sit for the test.
Okay, I see. So definitely at the end of the course, all the participants would have to sit for the test. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Right. Thank you, Dr. Azlina, for the comprehensive explanation of the Pro-ELT Enhance Proficiency program. Now that we know what the program is all about, let us hear from a facilitator who has been actively assisting and motivating teachers to complete the program and finally sit for the test. Dr. J, welcome to our discussion today. Can you briefly share with us your experience as a facilitator and the challenges that you face, while facilitating this Pro-ELT Enhance course or program? The ball is in your court, Doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Zhu. I had the privilege of being a Pro-ELT facilitator since last year. Of course, initially, when Mr. John approached me, I was quite reluctant, not knowing what to expect. But then I decided to take it on as an opportunity for me, I felt then, to help my fellow teachers enhance their proficiency level, while at the same time sharing my knowledge and experience. Of course, not just me helping them, but also for me to learn from them and also learn from the program itself. I find that I've learned many things from the Pro-ELT modules, which help me in my teaching and learning process in my classroom. To me, continuous professional development is a lifelong journey. To enroll in a course, be it part-time or full-time, it should be this passion for lifelong learning should be ingrained in all of us. No doubt we will face challenges, having to juggle families and workload, but in the end, it's how we handle our challenges. As a facilitator, I feel the need is very important for us FACI to be able to encourage, motivate and assist teachers to manage their time and balance their workload. Also to manage their emotions. Sometimes they can be down and we need to be there. Positive and constructive feedback from us FACIs, from their colleagues, their teammates, and the school administration is equally important. And I would also like to thank my desk officers, Dr. Zhu, Dr. N, for being very helpful, efficient in solving whatever matters that arise, be it technical or administrative. ELTC is very fast to respond and help us FACIs in overcoming them.
Thank you, Dr. J. It was wonderful to have you as a facilitator, to work all hand in hand with us also. Right. Before we proceed with the next question, dear viewers, should you have any questions for our panel speakers here, kindly type your questions in the chat box, and the panel speakers will try to respond to the questions. Thank you. Right. Back to you, Dr. G. What would you advise teachers who have yet to enroll in the program or in the Pro-ELT Enhanced course? Up to you now, Doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Zhu. As the MOE has established a proficiency benchmark for language teachers, I feel, and this is with the intention of raising the quality and proficiency of our language teachers. So therefore, teachers should realize that if they are proficient in the language, they'll be able to navigate their lessons smoothly and more efficiently. So they'll be able to monitor their own speech and be in their own speech and writing, and also give more positive feedback to the pupils, more able to do so. Proficient teachers are those who can choose, use, and adapt English language resources well. You'll be able to gauge whatever resources that you see, you'll be able to gauge the provision of input to suit their students' level, and are more capable in improvising their lessons when things go sideways. Now, if you have the language, then you can quickly make adjustments midway in the lesson in order to keep the pupils engaged. Now, all this, it will not be easily executed if one's command of the language is weak. And to be language teachers, to be an effective teachers, it's not just about us having content knowledge. We also need to have pedagogical content knowledge, and also we need to be proficient in the language. Now, you have the confidence. When you have the confidence to communicate the language and the proficiency to match that confidence, then I feel you'll be very good language models to your pupils. Now, there are numerous studies that looked at the relationship between teachers' proficiency and the quality of teaching. So some have shown that those with advanced levels of target language proficiency will be able to manage various aspects of language teaching and expose pupils to a wider range of language structures and vocab. And good language teachers are competent users of the target language. Now, the relationship between language proficiency and effective teaching is well established, as we all know. Now, compared to those with lower level of proficiency in the target language, now, a more proficient teacher will be able to provide a richer language input, which serves as a good model of language use. Now, they'll be able to give more accurate and appropriate feedback to their students, more effective responses to questions, and be better able to deliver their English lessons.
Thank you, Dr. Jane. Hang on in there, yeah. We have one final question for you. Yeah, I'm in the know that you were our facilitator last year during the lockdown, yeah? Can you roughly tell us which online platform did you find most useful and why?
Yes, I was a faci last year, and last year we used Google Classroom. Now I find that Google Classroom to be more effective for me, and I think for most school teachers, because all of us were. It was made compulsory for us to use Google Classroom, so it was easy. It doesn't take much of effort to learn, because it was already something that we were doing in school. So even if there were technical issues, there were many in the team that could help me and other teachers who were having problem. So this is the number one reason why I feel Google Classroom is better. But having said that, of course, open learning was not difficult. It is a user-friendly online platform. So both is okay, I feel.
Yeah, so both actually, has its own challenges here and there, yeah? Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Jane, for the lengthy explanation. Now, let us find out what the course participant feels about the course. We are pleased to have with us today one of the course participants for the Pro-ELT Enhance under the English Language Intensive Program, or also known as Program Intensive Bahasa Inggeris for undergraduates, okay, which was successfully conducted face-to-face in August 2022, this year, yeah? Okay. Mr. Leonardo Gabriel Anak Girang, okay, is a UPM TESOL graduate, okay, now awaiting his teaching posting, yeah, I believe, okay. Thank you, Gabriel, for being here with us today. Well, I have 3 questions for you, okay. I hope that's not too many, okay. The first one is, okay, how has the program or the course, which is Pro-ELT Enhance, helped you improve your proficiency level?
Well, thank you, Dr. Zubaida. Greetings, everyone. So before I delve further into the questions, I'd like to take a moment to express my gratitude to the ELTC for entrusting me to be a part of this program. Distinguished speakers, Dr. Azlina, Dr. Jane, and of course our moderator for today's program, Dr. Zubaida, and our committed viewers. Right. So as far as helping me with my proficiency, this program has gone through the extra mile with the activities planned out intentionally to better how I exercise this language daily. So it prepares me and it helped prepare me for the ELTC test, ELTC Advanced. So one of the closest examples that I can actually pull off out of the top of my head right now is how in one of the classes, we were constantly on the edge from having to deliver a speech. Now, sure, it was very nerve-wracking at first, but then I grew accustomed to the practice and that it has helped me tremendously. And I want to quote Madam Hani, one of the trainers from ELTC, fluency does not equate to proficiency.
Yeah, thank you. Right. Okay. Remember, I said we have 3 questions for you. Okay, that was the first one.
All right.
Let's move to the second question. Did you have any challenges in completing the program or the course since it was conducted, in a 1 full month of face-to-face, and then you had to do online learning as well via open learning? And there were also homework given, assignments given. So it was a full pack 1 month program. Okay? So can you share with us the challenges that you faced?
Well, of course, it goes without saying that, everything we do is often met with hiccups. So during the program, I've had my fair share of challenges as well. So one of them being poor internet connectivity, since most of the assignments were assigned virtually. I believe a robust internet connection is very much necessary. And I must say that it was a struggle for me because there were moments when I was not able to finish the task assigned on time. So as well, I'm also inclined to believe that this issue needs to be taken into consideration as we spend most of our time on the net.
Yeah, I think we did take note of that. And I believe it was because the course were held at ELTC and then some other IPGs. There were 3 other IPGs where we had all the students gathered. Okay, so everyone were using the internet at the same time, and I think these are the glitches that are, expected to happen. Right. Anyway, Mr. Leonardo, we are happy, that you finally achieved your CEFR C1, we believe, right? Congratulations for that. Right. Okay, back to my third questions. What did you enjoy the most about the course? Was there anything that made you say, wow, okay, or you felt it was extremely wonderful?
Okay. speaking of the course, I think any individual can garner various benefits from this program. So to me, one that stands out the most, I would say, is of course the energy, the credibility, and the unwavering support that the lecturers exerted. So I remember being so enthralled by the tenacity shown by the lecturer in one of the classes. So all this while, I thought I was already familiar with the various types of sentences, but then I acquired a more concrete knowledge, which is also an extension of my existing understanding. So let me explain. So for instance, a simple structure is such as, my cat died this morning. But what I find interesting is another advanced way of putting this is, my feline friend met its demise in the wee hours of the morning. So truly, that was very, very impressive.
Okay. Anything else that you felt, was wonderful, that you really enjoyed the course? Anything else?
I would say, when I first came into the program, to me, I think it was just the stereotypical me would say that it was just typical, and it was a dull course. It's filled with drilling exercises and exam oriented of learning. But then, however, I learned quickly that you can still have fun in the process of learning, because in one of the classes as well, the lecturer gave us the liberty to get outside of the class and conduct outdoor learning session. Now, it's very important to have various types of learning sessions, as it does stimulate our thinking and our cognitive ability. So the group with the most, so these were the outdoor session. It went like, the lecturer gave us random adjectives, and each group had to state the synonym of the given adjectives. Now, the group with the most accurate synonym will earn a point. So this was an example of a say conventional way of or teaching in a classroom. So this is also just as effective, if not more, since the participants were required to actively communicate among themselves. So basically, that's like killing two birds with one stone. And I believe ELTC has more activities in store for the future participants.
Surely, yes, we do. We do have lots of them, yeah. Okay, and I hope once you are a teacher, you will also join us in all the courses we have, especially on our improved platform. Yeah, there's lots of learning that you can do on your own self-base. Yeah, your own CPD professional development. Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Leonardo, for the sharing of experiences in the Pro-ELT course. Okay, and of course, from us, all the best in your future undertakings. Ladies and gentlemen, this is all the time that we have today. I hope through this webinar, EL teachers are better informed of the need to join the Pro-ELT Enhance Proficiency program. Let us all work together to improve the standard of English in the nation, both for pupils and teachers alike. More so for the pupils, so that they are better prepared to compete in the global market. Once again, thank you for listening, and do not forget to click on the attendance link in the chat box. Your attendance will be recorded in the SPL KPM by the Secretariat. Thank you and stay safe. Bye.
Apapun mereka bilang, tekadku